when I transitioned from like more post-sales work to pre-sales, for the first year and a half, I thought I was the best thing since sliced bread because I was hitting my quota, only to find out that I sucked. And I had to start a podcast in order to get better at what I do. And not everybody has to go to that extreme, but like when you transition, did you have the guidance to actually know if you're doing things right or wrong? How did you become a good sales engineer?
Well, I did a lot. I had good management, good mentors, and I met a lot of different people. And I like asking questions. One thing I think I'm good at is I won't necessarily remember the detail to answer the question, but I can remember where I need to go to find it.
Right.
And I think that's really useful in the role of a sales engineer, or well, frankly, for anyone. But so whether the answer I need, whether that's from a website or a document somewhere, or quite often it's I know the person to ask. I'm going to go and ask that person.
Yeah.
And so I think what I was doing quite quickly, and I still do now, is like building that network of great people around me, and people I know, so I can help them, and also if I need, and I ask for help, they'll answer it as well.
I love that. The basic misconception about sales engineering is you have to know every answer to every question, where, as you stated, it's more about knowing where to get the answer to almost every question. So
Yeah.
I love that. Is there a mistake you look back at and say like, oh man, that was a rookie mistake, I shouldn't have done that? Or was it all smooth sailing and no mistakes?
No, I've made plenty of mistakes. I mean, I remember once doing a webinar. It was like a scheduled webinar, and you go and deliver this demonstration, the talk script, and so on. And I certainly when I started, I signed up for as many as I could, so delivering them time and time and time again, so that like the language almost became embedded within me, so I could just call upon it. And I remember doing one webinar where I think it was over WebEx, but started delivering it. There's no camera or anything like that, and 45 minutes in, the whole presentation, the whole demo went through, and then I went, because I only had one screen. I didn't have this set up here, so I only had one screen, so I couldn't see the chat, the chat stream. So after 45 minutes of going through this, this perfect demonstration, according to the talk track, I went to the chat and realized 43 minutes before there was a series of conversations of such as, can anyone hear him? I can't hear him. Can he see this? I don't think so. Okay, well, we'll just leave. And so everyone left everyone left 2 minutes in, and I carried on oblivious for 45 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, I guess that's the lesson learned. Yeah, so one of the biggest mistakes that I did was the spray and pray. And unfortunately, it took me a year and a half to figure out that spray and pray is...
Show them everything.
Yeah, basically, I have a corporate slide deck. And is this interesting to you? Is this interesting to you? Like that kind of... And I learned that. So my manager was based out of North Carolina. Right? And we had a team of 12 people. As long as you're hitting quota, you're doing okay, right? My quota was fairly low the first year, so anybody could have hit that by accident. Like even if you didn't mean to, you would have made that quota. But because I made it, I got perfect reviews and all that. And it wasn't until like a year and a half later, where I realized, like, dude, people are buying despite of you, not because of you. Yeah. Right? You're showing them a catalog, and you're just turning it from visual to an audio catalog, and you're moving on. And it took me a while to understand. It's like, I don't even know why people are buying from me, right? And that was one of the mistakes that I kicked myself. It took me a year and a half to figure that out. So if that's the mistake that you're most worried about, I think you're way ahead of the curve.
No, I'll tell you what. I think shutting up and listening more Is definitely something I should have done a lot more earlier on. Yeah. I remember, so one thing I've done more and more, I started doing more and more was, well, exactly that, just understanding what is a customer actually trying to deliver or do, and just let them talk for a long time. And so if I can answer that question when somebody asks me, well, I'd be in a far better position every single time. So that when you come to show whatever you're showing, everything you're showing is then you should be able to draw a direct line from, well, I'm showing you this because of what you told me last time.
Yep. The so what test. And I realized after a while, I was like, if my only answer to why they bought from us is price, then as a sales engineer, you're not really